I grew up in a Christian family, and my parents had just become Christians when I was born, and were in that kind of first flush of utter surrender to Jesus. So actually, I think looking back, I absolutely see it as a total privilege being born into a family where my parents said, we're going to give it all. Like, this is not going to be a Sunday Christianity. This is the whole life. In my teens, that for my parents meant that they were unemployed or we were homeless. We lived with a lovely elderly gentleman called Ernie for 4 years, sort of sofa surfed. And so I witnessed up close and personal the cost of discipleship. And I saw my parents go through some really challenging stuff. I think it did kind of rock me a bit. Because I think when you're a teenager and trying to find out who you are, and a lot of your life is shifting under your feet, you ask big questions. But I think it probably did propel me to ask really big questions as a teenager. Sometimes the apathy that I experience in young people's lives, I don't remember being apathetic. I mean, I might have been, but I don't remember that as a teenager. It felt life and death. So I think I probably had that combination of searching faith, hypocritical faith, because I was like trying to pretend I was all that, whereas inside actually I was sinking and failing.
Tell me more about your parents and what led to them being in that situation. You say you were homeless kind of growing up.
Well, I mean, they're just phenomenal, and they wanted to just hear what God was asking them to do, and they really believed it led them to a certain route and a line of, to say, actually, God, we feel you said no to us living here and doing this job, but we don't know what that opens up for us. So, and I really admire them for that. I think they simply responded to what they felt God said, and we were always okay. We always had a roof over our head. People always looked after us. And then off the back of that, we moved to Ashburnham Place, which is an amazing community where nobody in those days shut their doors, let alone locked their doors. So I think I've grown up with a lovely experience of community life.
And Ashburnham Place, just to check I'm thinking of the right place,
Yeah.
this is this incredibly
Battle.
massive kind of Christian conference centre now in Sussex with beautiful grounds. So what, you
Beautiful
were
grounds.
living there?
Yes, when I was 16 we moved there, and I mean, it's a fascinating place. This is a little kind of advert for them really, but it's one of these places that you just sense the glory of God. Like,
true.
it is powerful. I mean, I know people go from all over the place to have retreats there. My parents run some of the retreats there, but there's fascinating stories of what God's done. So yeah, it's one of those places. I think again, my late teens, early 20s, I was literally shouting at God, marching around the lakes at Ashburnham Place, demanding that he part the waters. And when he didn't part the waters, I was still talking to him. And at the end of that, realised God has not rocked up and done what this like 19-year-old drama queen wants him to do, but he's made his presence. He's really pressed that in my life, and I've not looked back since, really.